Alright, I am ready to get started. Hi, how's it going? I'm Grizzhoot. I'm going to be making a video game. I did some work yesterday. I streamed on YouTube because Twitch was messed up. But I'm back here on Twitch today. I'm working on a 3D platformer where you play as a frog. It's going to be Mario-like. I made some progress yesterday and then Unity locked up on me, so yeah, I'm just gonna switch over. Cool. So I have to rebuild some of the stuff I made yesterday. The code should all still work, but I think some of the values didn't get saved and the level didn't get saved because I forgot to save. Alright, gonna make a ground cube. Unlock it. Move it down so the surface is at 0. I'm gonna scale it up to like 200. Put my ground material on it, maybe. What's wrong with my ground material? Ah, cool, it didn't get saved. Let's see. I think this is at 2. Maybe. It hurts to look at. I'm gonna make a different ground texture because this one hurts to look at. Give me a second. I started working on it a little bit. I'm just gonna use this checker that has like a noise texture on it that I made in Blender. Just gonna save that there. Swap that. And so I think the square should be 1 unit. Let's just double check that. Yeah, that looks right. And it doesn't sear my eyes. Cool. So we got our ground. I'm gonna give it a like a brown tint, maybe green. The character is gonna be green, so I think brown will work better. I like that they finally added HSV. So colors are much easier to get right. Cool. No smoothness, or maybe just a tiny bit. Maybe. Cool. Let's remake the character. Zero this out. We started off with the character controller. I'm gonna move the center up 1 so it's level with the ground. Gonna do that silly thing that everybody does with the capsule with the glasses that you make with the cube that you shove in it. I'll show you real quick. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it, but for those of you who aren't, you make a cube, move it up, you move it forward, and you shrink it. So it's clipping with the capsule, and you can make these like silly sunglasses that kind of like indicate eyes where the character's looking. So you have like a forward direction for your character, which is really useful when you're prototyping and you don't have an actual character model yet. Cool. I made a player character script. Let's see, I think the move speed was like 8, if I remember correctly. Most of these values are just for debugging. And then I set up a player input using the new input system. And it's set to use send message. So this should just work, hopefully. If, oh, I need to add a Cinemachine free look camera too. So I'm gonna set the target, the follow to the player character, and then I had made a just an empty that was a camera follow or a camera look at target, just so because I don't have like a model that has a rig that I can like look at a specific bone for the camera. I'm just gonna use that. And I'm also, I think I wanted both of these, or like the x-axis not inverted and the y-axis inverted, because I think by default they do it weird. But let me just double check. And I think this will get us back to where we were yesterday before Unity broke on me. My right stick is not working, but the left stick is, and the mouse is, which is kind of funky. I also wanted to, the middle rig needs like a much bigger radius. I think it was like 6 or 5.5. And then the top one I moved up and scaled down. And I think that feels better. Oh yeah, and I also wanted to set this to world space. Don't know why my gamepad right stick isn't working for looking. Or why I'm getting these weird errors. Love weird errors for no reason. Anyway, let's double check if this right stick. Right stick is set to camera. Oh, yeah. I always forget this. You have to add a Cinemachine input provider if you're using the input system. Cool. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. So I need to fix jumping because it's real jank. But, you know, I got the basics going. Cool. So, before I get any farther, I'm actually gonna save the scene, unlike I did yesterday. Just gonna save it as platformer testing because I don't want to override the sample scene. Cool. Yeah, so let's hop in the code. What am I doing wrong here? Gonna look at the Unity docs on the other page just to you know. Okay. was looking at the character controller move documentation. My mouse keeps like, it hates dragging for some reason. I'm not sure what's up with that. Alright. So the way that the documentation does it, they have a separate velocity for the Y that's like only affected by the Y, I think. Okay, I think I see what might be going weird about this, because I'm multiplying my move speed after I apply the jump force. So I think the way that they do it in the docs is really weird, because they call character controller not move twice, which in the it says you're not supposed to do that. So bear with me. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. I had to ban someone.
Sorry about that. I had to ban
First ban of 2023. Alright. Let me think of the best way to do this. Alright, let's see. I make a separate vector for the just for the vertical component. We'll do that, and then we'll add vertical movement. So we're still multiplying by time dot delta time here, but we're not also multiplying by move speed, and I think that's what we want. I'm working on a 3D platformer. I just started it yesterday. I had a rough idea, I don't know, like a month ago, of making a 3D platformer where you play as a frog. Sorry, Chris, you don't have a monopoly on frog games. I just wanted to make a Mario style platformer with where you play as a frog and you get your different power-ups are mushrooms that you wear on your head. And the enemies are going to be different reptiles that have bugs on their head. So that's the idea. Just playing around, seeing what I can make. Yeah, I might change it later. I'm rusty, so I'm just trying to get back into the practice of making more games. And I wanted to, make one live, because I want the pressure, I guess. Keeps me motivated and gives me some accountability. Plus, I'm trying to build both, a presence here on Twitch and some more content on YouTube. I want to build tutorials this year, so gotta practice and stuff. Let's see if that fixed it. This error is so annoying. Hold on, I'm gonna close and reopen Unity. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. This is I'm trying to make it a habit. Gonna just try to stream as often as I can, and recording to post the VODs on YouTube. So glad to have people hang out with me, just playing some chill lo-fi Nintendo music and making video games. So yeah. Cool. Hopefully we don't get that error anymore. Whoa. Alright. So, kind of working. Slightly better. It works great if you're moving. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, that's some progress. Let's see, what else was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna change my play mode tint. This is like entirely nothing, but I made it red, and I want to change it to go with my brand better. There we go. Yeah, some Grizzhoot purple right there. Okay. I feel like almost every time I make a platformer, I run into this bug where like you can jump higher than you should be able to because it's like firing the jump code on multiple frames instead of just one, which is neat. Or it could just be that I'm not clearing out the vertical movements. Let me double check. Oh, well. I should probably be checking if the player can jump before I fire the jump code. That's part of it. Yeah, I'll look into cooldown maybe if this doesn't fix it. Yeah, the grounded movement feels really good. I'm liking the direction this is going. Yeah, that jump is back. That's... Maybe I'm just forgetting to set jump to false there. Yeah, I think that was it. I think, yeah, the jump thing just wasn't getting cleared correctly. That feels better. Cool. Now I'm gonna build some little, before I lost my progress yesterday, I had a little ramp that I made in Pro Builder. I'm just gonna remake that. back over. Let's see. For whatever reason, in URP, ProBuilder tries to set the the material to a font material, it just doesn't render correctly at all, which is hilarious. I'm gonna make a material for the ramp. Use that checker texture, but I want to change the scaling on it so it matches the grid. Pretty close. Doesn't need to be perfect. I'll make it wider. No, you know what? I am going to be a perfectionist. I am going to get this tiling to be right. Is it just 0.5? It's pretty close. Yeah, I'm just gonna use 0.5. That's good enough. Not 5. 0.5. There we go. Yeah, that looks right. Jumping on slopes is always weird. So it can still break if you're on slope, I guess. No, it's still weird. What the heck? It was working before, I swear. I didn't hit undo on anything, did I? I might have to roll my own grounded check because right now I'm just using the one that comes with the character controller, and I know that one can be weird. I might not even end up using the character controller, but it is one of the faster ways to get a thing running around, you know? also feel like the sensitivity on the camera is a little high, but that might just be me. Yeah, what's up with that? What's going on with that? I'm just gonna serialize the vertical movement just so I can debug it more easily. I know I should be using the naughty attributes read-only thing, but I haven't imported that into the project. Alright. Okay. So yeah, it looks like vertical movement is still like decreasing even when I'm on the ground, which it should not be doing. Which is part of the reason why it's getting all funky. Which I thought I was accounting for it, but yes, I'm only gonna apply gravity if you're not grounded and that might not work at all. Let's see. If I do it the silly way that the Unity docs has it going, so they do their move like here, then after all that, then they do the move yeah, it's like you have to overcome the gravity that's already being applied to you every frame before you can jump, which is extremely not correct. Why is that happening? Grounded. might be stupid. What if I do it in update instead of fixed update? I currently have it inheriting from base class, so I'm just going to change that real quick. See if running it in update instead of fix update changes it. Oh, dirt. I already had an update. Silly me. But no, I should be doing this in fixed update because it's physics stuff. Alright. I'm just gonna try only applying the gravity if we're grounded. And see. No, if we're not grounded, yeah. Is that what I said? Did I say grounded or not grounded? I don't know. Well, that wasn't right, but it was hilarious. I'm gonna look at another Unity project to see how I did it in that one, just because I'm annoyed. I'm also gonna grab some scripts from this one. I made a cool collider drawing utility. I mean, I made it a while ago, but I made some improvements to it recently. I rewrote a lot of it. So I made this collider visualizer that I think I also need to make sure I copy over a some meshes, because I made some custom meshes for correctly drawing a capsule collider. No, I want these in a resources folder. So now I can, I can make a cube, and if I want to make it a trigger, you can see the outline of it if it's a trigger, but that's not always what you want. So I made my collider visualizer that you can just have it, render all the colliders of an object transparent. But you can have it draw triggers or ignore triggers, and you can have it only draw it if the object's selected. But the cool thing that I did was it did not work with capsule colliders, but it does now. So you can do all this funky stuff to it. You can even change the axis that it's on. Really useful. Don't worry about that. That's from something else. I will show you this other project I was working on. My self-titled adventure game. So it's further along than what I've got in this new project. But it's jank, and I just really wanted to start over. But since I'm rusty, I wanted to it's got music playing on top of my existing music. Hold on. Just turn it off. So for this one, I wrote some custom stuff in the scriptable render pipeline, so I could do the silhouette rendering when you're behind stuff, which I'm definitely gonna port over to this new one because it's cool. But right now it affects everything, and I only want it to affect static geometry. So right now, if you're behind an enemy or an interactable object, it still renders that way, which is not how I want it to work. Yeah, so anyway, I'm just gonna steal some of the code from that character controller because jumping works better in that one. Or I'm not gonna steal it, I'm just gonna look at it. Well, that might not be the most helpful because I actually, in that one, I have it in a state machine, and so the gravity works differently depending on what state you're in, so not quite as helpful. but what if I want to work harder and also smarter? See, if I really wanted to work smarter, I would just use the Unity put out like a third-person demo thing that you can just use on the asset store, and it's free and it works pretty well. So if I really wanted to be, but you know, I'm trying to like relearn some of this stuff because it's been a while. So sometimes working harder is the right choice when you're trying to get back into it. Let's see. Oh yeah, and that other project I wasn't even using the character controller. I was just using a rigid body, so again, not exactly the thing that I wanted it to be. But there are other things that I'm gonna take from that project. Like I was working on some like more advanced collision stuff. So I wanted to be able to do like a sort of a raycast thing, but like have a beam sort of collider for an enemy that's like, you know, shooting a laser or something. I also made one that's like a donut, so you can do things like shock waves like they do in like Mario games where enemy hits the ground and sends out a shockwave and you have to jump over it. So I'm gonna steal that stuff for sure. I did find some other stuff that I'm gonna reference that might make this work a little bit better. So this is part of the problem. I want vertical movement, not move vector. And I'm gonna set it to -2, so it's not like zeroing out, and then we'll put this in there. Move this back down to the very bottom. And then we're gonna say move direction plus Yeah, I really am trying to build a solid foundation. I want to build, you know, I want to have like a starting place if I want to build like a Mario style platformer or a Zelda style game. I'm also working on some 2D stuff on the side as well for some of the tutorials I want to make on YouTube. Whoa. Love to launch into space. It's very fun. What's wrong with this now? I changed the wrong variable. Like a lot closer. I decided to 1. Alright, that's like not the worst. One thing I might add is when you jump, have it like look slightly down so you can see where you're going. I also need to move the camera farther back, it's way too close. That should be better. Yeah, make the top radius a little bigger because it is getting weird. Yeah, frogging around. I think I might make the movement speed a little faster too. make it 11 and a half. We don't use whole numbers here. I like that. Maybe the top rig still needs to be higher and farther away too. Or maybe just higher. I love this song. Alright, cool. This is a good foundation, I think. I could start building a level and working on the animation stuff. Gonna make a 3D model and just use the Mixamo animations for now, and then I will switch it out for custom animation later. The jump still feels a little too much. But let's see. Actually, I'm gonna make some geometry just so I can like test how high and how far the movement is. Just give me a little bit of a better idea of how it's working. That's the wrong window. I want poly or Pro Builder, not poly brush. We'll make a cube. Hey buddy, don't bark, lay down. Good boy. Sorry, my dog was being silly. I think the best way to do this is actually to just make a cube and then still do the checker. Put it on there. Gonna set the tiling to 0.5 just so it's like one square on the thing is 1 unit, and then should be able to pro builderize this pro builderize, and then it's not doing the UVs the way I want it to. And we'll just make the cube a 2 by 2 and we'll set this material back to 1 for the tiling. Yeah, that jump is still very high. Yes, I have been watching all of Sakurai's videos. They are incredible. I'm a little jealous that he beat me to making YouTube videos. But yeah, I'm a big fan of those. I think if I, rather than just dragging it, if I extrude it, should, yeah, do the UVs the way I want it to. I mean, I guess the easiest way to do this thing that I wanted to do is just to make stairs with Prebuilder. I guess I'll just do that. Yeah, definitely. I have a lot of ideas for what I want to do with my tutorials that I'm going to build. One of them being I just want to like do a video that walks you through the whole process start to finish of making a game and releasing it, probably on itch. And then go from there. I want to make a variety of like types of games, and then, you know, some of them will be deep dives on specific things, but I want to, you know, I feel like I'm a generalist when it comes to game dev, so I want to be able to use that. Big jump. Is that why Chris calls his game Big Hops? Because you hop big? Because you're a frog? Less big of a jump. That feels, I feel like it's not quite as high as I want it to be, but it's closer. It's like you can, it's basically like a 2-unit jump. Yeah, I know, right? Chris was on some big brain stuff right there. Chris Wade, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, friend of mine who is making also making a 3D platformer where you play as a frog. It's called Big Hops. It's cool, you should check it out. But this game it's not really like, I'm not trying to compete with Chris or anything. I just wanted to make a fun 3D platformer, and I was like, well, animal does a good jump, but frog, cool, I'll make a game about frog. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Maybe a little bit bigger of a jump, because it's like you can basically like, it's like a perfect 2-unit jump where you can, I guess, yeah, that's close to 2 units. Yeah, it's not gonna play at all like Big Hops, and aside from the fact that it's a Mario like 3D platformer, it's gonna be more power up based and less. I don't know. It's been a while since I played a build of Hops, so I can't remember exactly. But I'm not gonna have like tongue swinging or any of that stuff. And this game is gonna be very small in scope. I'm probably only gonna build like 2 or 3 levels, just to kind of like, you know, here's an intro, here's a level, here's an end game level, just to go through the whole process and release it and call it done. Cool. I'm gonna save my progress, and in addition to saving my progress, let's see. I'm gonna push to plastic because I'm using plastic SEM for my source control. I love that Unity, like, I guess I don't necessarily love that Unity bought plastic, but I love that it's integrated and it replaced Collab, because Collab was kind of jank, but plastic's great. And I'm gonna take a break for a minute just because I've been streaming for almost an hour and gotta do some human functions. So I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Thanks for bearing with me. Owl bearing with me. Yeah, I really like the plastic integration. I used it on a project I worked on with a friend recently for a survival horror pitch game that we were working on. It turned out really good. Hopefully there's more news to come about that soon. I think this is what most people have had hanging out on my stream. Hi everyone. I went somewhere cold for the holidays, and now that I'm back somewhere warm, my allergies have been really bad. Not as bad as my wife's, but It's been not great. So I'm drinking a generic sport drink. This stream is sponsored by generic sport drink. Unofficially, obviously. Alright, let's get back to making this frog thing. I'm gonna make an interaction system just so you can. Yeah, it's been so warm, which is weird. It's not supposed to be in the 70s in January. Alright. Gonna make an interactable script. So I'm gonna make a little signpost just to like test out the interaction stuff. So we will we're just gonna stub it together out of primitives. There we go, nice little sign. Add my interactable script to my sign. I'll also gonna make a prefabs folder and drag it into the prefabs folder. That looks right. And these are maybe too thick. Cool. We got a sign. Sign needs a collider. I'm gonna use a sphere. And I'm gonna add my collider visualizer to it just so I can see it even if I'm not right up on it. I'm gonna like fade it out quite a bit. And it's gonna be trigger. Cool. So I'm also gonna make an interactor script, which the interactor is gonna go on the player, and when the player is inside the interactable trigger, they can interact, obviously. So in my player input, I do have an onInteract function. So I'm just gonna go in here and add an onInteract function. Just so we can debug things. And then I'm gonna add a rigid body because we're using a character controller, so the interactables need a rigid body that's kinematic and isn't using gravity to do collision detection. So we'll do so we're gonna get the interactor of well, no, we'll do it in the interactor, but we will have a we'll have an interact function that can get called, and then I'm going to do a Unity event. So when the interactor interacts with the interactable will fire its onInteract event, and I can hook that to anything because I'm using a Unity event. currently doesn't do anything. So. Where'd my sign go? Did I make it very far away? I think I did. No, it's just very small. That's funny. I did all that stuff making it proportional, and then it was just very tiny. I do want these to be 0.25. And then I'm gonna move the sign closer to the player so I can actually see it. Yeah, that's hilarious. Tiny little sign. We'll make it like, yeah, because it's, I want to get like 0.75. That's slightly a more reasonable size. I definitely should have been doing that with the character next to it. I didn't make it a stupid size. Alright. That looks good. And now our trigger is way too tiny. So just bump up the radius. Take 1. Forward. Cool. Gonna go ahead and apply that. So. Cache the interactable, and then I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to get the rigid body of the other collider because we're using the trigger that's on the interactable, not the trigger that's on the player, because the player isn't going to have a trigger. So we got to get the rigid body, and then we'll get the interactable from the rigid body. And then do the same thing and trigger exit. So we can send messages back and forth. We'll cache the current interactive. Initialize it to null. And then interactable not equal null. We'll set current interactable to interactable. And then we'll say interactable is not equal null if interactable is equal to current interactable. Current interactable is null. And then in this on interact, we will say if current interactable is not equal null. And then we do the debug log. And that should work. Oh, come on, not this one. Okay, cool. Unity hung up last stream. It got stuck when I was doing that. And it lost me a bunch of progress. Okay, so let's see. Player character, we have no interactable. I'll move the sign away. And I will rotate it. Currently have no interactable. We walk up to the sign. Now we have a sign as our interactable. We walk away from the sign. Now we don't. And now interact. Did we get a console log? We did. Cool. Cool. Progress. So now we'll go back in and instead of doing a debug log here, we will say current interactable dot interact, and now in this interact function we can kick off some stuff. So what do we want to happen? We can change the color of this the mesh renderer material. just change the material to something else. Just to make it obvious. I'll make it red because you read the sign, so the sign is red. It's cheesy, but yeah. Cool. We read the sign. But yeah, the other thing I like about doing the Unity event thing is we can just trigger anything. So like, you know, interacting with one object can trigger something else in the scene. So obviously there's some funky issues with it's not like the biggest deal at all, but like, so like my current interactable is this sign, but I can like be not facing the sign and still interact with it, which is kind of weird. So I could add like an angle check to make sure that when you interact, you're actually facing the object. And another thing that I might also add is a way to sort of filter the interactables. So if you have multiple interactable triggers that you're in, you can make it, you know, filter it by like which one you're looking at, which one you're closest to, and maybe have a priority system as well. So say you won't have like a door that you could open, but you're also next to like something that you could read. Like you probably want the door to have priority. Or, I mean, I guess it's just a game design question, but you know, having the option to tag things with priorities can be helpful. Cool. Alright, what should we do next? Let's see. I don't know, having a door would be cool that you could go through. But I don't know how useful that is in this kind of game. Let's see. Well, I can make pickups, like yeah, doors are a trap. No doors in this game. You're frogs. Frogs don't use doors. Frogs don't even know what doors are. So I will make some like coins that you can collect. They won't be coins in the final game, obviously, but you know, having something that you could pick up is good. So I'm just gonna make them gold because coins are gold in video games. That's the law. Mr. Miyamoto says so. It's the law. I don't want a capsule. I want cylinder. Why are you underground, cylinder? Alright. So, just gonna make an empty cylinder can be under. And we'll zero it out. We'll rotate it on the Z. No, yeah, we'll rotate it on. We'll rotate it on the X, 90 degrees. And we'll shrink it down this way. doesn't need a collider. At least not that collider. And I'm gonna scooch it up. Gonna make it gold. Cool. Coin. And gonna make a pickupable script. Also in video games, coins float. It's the rule. So, I'm gonna make a silly little animation for this coin because I can. Let's put it on the cylinder. Use the legacy animation thing because we can. Yes, float, bob, and spin. So just go add position and rotation. And then we'll also add just copy these and paste them here. Put one in the middle. And just move it up. Way too fast, but we get the idea. Bobby, floaty, spinny coin. And I can always, you know, just extend it out. I'm gonna make a script that's called Picker Upper. You can't tell me that I can't name scripts what I want. So the Picker Upper, it's gonna interact with the Pickupable. Yes, that. So again, we're gonna do our on-trigger enter and on-trigger exit like we did in the other scripts. No, not that one. Actually, so here's a conundrum of naming things. So, I'm gonna delete these scripts because I like the idea of a pick-upable and a picker-upper, but that's for a separate thing because I want you to be able to lift and carry things, and I think lifting and carrying is a better use case for the name pick-upable and picker-upper. And so for the coin, I'm gonna make it a collectible and a collector. Alright, so again, this one's gonna have to have a rigid body. It's kinematic, no gravity, collectible. And then I'm also, the same way that the interactable has a Unity event, the collectible will also have a Unity event. So we can kick things off when you... Yes, naming stuff is very hard. That's why I've adopted this naming scheme for whenever I'm making a Unity project, rather than naming it what the game that I want to make is, because that's impossible and you'll never come up with a name before you make the game, I pick either like a prehistoric animal or plant, and I make that the name, and the prehistoric animal or plant name has something roughly to do with the game. So I have one project that is called Acanthostega, and Acanthostega was like an early prehistoric, like one of the first creatures that walked up on land, and so it's like all the vertebrates evolved from that. So that's kind of my like prototyping sandbox project. And then this one's called Prototaxites, because prototaxites were an early prehistoric kind of mushroom forest fungus thing that I thought was cool. So plus it also has proto in the name, and it's prototype, so I felt like that worked. So player character, I can replace that missing script with my collector. New get the collectible of the rigid body. And then if collectible is not null, then dot collect. Well, this might not be the best way of doing it, but it should work. I don't know why the collider isn't rendering. I turned it off, did I? No? Weird. I could add my collider visualizer. Maybe. The heck? Okay. That was weird. Sure that it's set to loop. So right now the coin doesn't actually do anything when you collect it, so I guess we can just turn off the game object. But that's kind of boring because it doesn't really give you a lot of indication of what you did. So I'm gonna make a coin audio effect using VFXR, every game dev's favorite little tool. Cool, that'll work. Yeah, it's the best. Love VFXR. I'm gonna add a game manager script that's gonna keep track of the score when you collect coins and other things. The game manager will have an audio source. Cool, so now we have a score. We can have the coin tell the game manager audio source to play a one shot of the coin sound effect, and we can also have it change the score by a value. Again, probably not the best way to do it, but it works for now. So I can grab this and just like duplicate out a whole bunch of coins. video game. Now we have 25 points. It's shaping up to be something. It's very basic, but you gotta start somewhere. I'm gonna add a UI for the score. So the UI, I will add Text Mesh Pro. Call it score text. Anchor it to the top left. You gotta make Text Mesh Pro folder. Let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and import the basic Text Mesh Pro stuff. Why is it not rendering? Probably because the materials need to be upgraded. Can't remember how to do this. Convert them to URP materials. go. Go back to our game manager. I'm gonna reference that score UI. Let's see if that works. We want to do that should work. I think the D8 is the right thing to format it with the leading zeros like the video game do. I didn't actually reference it. You gotta assign your references, otherwise it won't work. Whatever. Event system. Yeah. We're gaming, folks. Well, we've made a lot of progress today. I'm gonna have to wrap the stream up here, but thank you so much for everyone coming and hanging out. It's been a lot of fun, and I will probably be back tomorrow afternoon for more game dev. So thank you, and have a wonderful day.